T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm reviewing UFC Ultimates Series 2020 Limited Edition Jon Jones. Jon Jones is the current light heavyweight champion of UFC right now. He comes with this USA flag right here. Same good material like I was mentioning for Conor McGregor. The lengths of their flags, let's see. The United States flag is a little bit longer, so they are trying to keep things in scale. This is the championship belt that he comes with. Same button-up type thing, and here's a comparison with Conor McGregor's belt right there. Jon is, for all intents and purposes, undefeated. He has one L on his record for disqualification. But now, I'm not a super duper sports head, but I guess they have to follow their rules of how they do things. I don't understand how a disqualification would count as a loss. But I posted this picture right here on Instagram, and someone commented that it looks nothing like him, but I was looking at this picture and looking at interviews and whatnot, like side by side, holding this while looking at it. And I'm like, that is damn close. Now the ears, they look like that. I was trying to see if they were kind of asymmetrical, but they look to mostly match. And I like how they tried to put like that tone of like you can see the hair on his head, but it's shaved bald. I like the way that works. But this looks way better than Conor McGregor to me, so I'm cool with that. Here's his side artwork right here, and here is the stuff on the rear. Much like Conor, he does come with some separate grappling hands or holding hands right there. Nicely painted and detailed, or mostly nicely detailed. The paint is a bit spotty in places, but it's not terrible. One thing I wanted to point out here, I love the texture that they put on the skin. Like, not only does the face look better to me, but the texture that they put on the skin, it's not like glossy, plasticky. Let's bring him in. I don't know if they attempted that with his body, but this one, it actually has like textures. Like, if I could zoom in enough, you might be able to see pores. And of course, here you see his tattoo. Now, the way they put on the tattoo, it's kind of crooked right here. It's like, I feel like they put the tattoo on without him having his arm attached. So it's like kind of going down. And to let you see this, if you use the butterfly joint, you see the other P. I don't know. That makes them have too many P's in Philippines. I didn't research what this means, but somebody in the comments could tell me. Here's his back detail. Here are his trunks. While we're here, he has the same like boxer briefs underneath that Conor had, and the same molded in cup details. And if you didn't watch that video, they even put like wrinkles and whatnot, like where you would have wrinkles in boxer briefs or underwear. Now looking at his legs may be a little bit too thick. I feel like they went as close to realistic with everything above the waist, but the legs may just be universal because these legs are super duper beefy as well. But just so we can get this over with, this was one thing I was worried about with this line, where he's gone, because they are completely different scales. I think maybe Conor needs to be shorter, or Jon needs to be taller. Conor, I mean, their articulation reminds me of this figure, because even though it's an SH Figure Arts, it's kind of limited a little tiny bit. They may be a little bit more posable than him. Bruce Lee was 5'8". He's supposed to be 5'9", so, and he's supposed to be 6'4". So, I don't know. It depends on how you want to look at it. Maybe he should be taller and he should be shorter, or he should be shorter. Maybe a little bit down here closer to Bruce Lee. But while I'm doing size comparisons, let's get Deadpool back out here. And I'm not sure how tall Deadpool is supposed to be, but these aren't the same line, and Marvel Legends are huge. I say that because here is a Ghostbuster. If these were in the same scale with Marvel Legends, he would be taller. But anyway, besides me liking the face more and the way the skin texture came out, I actually like the articulation better. Everything seems to be smoother. This does go out on a ratchet farther than it has to. But this butterfly joint moves way smoother than Connor. Connor's was like really stuck. In fact, like most of the articulation would seem to be too tight. Nice bend in, rotation on the biceps. The wrists go in right here, and of course rotate on the peg on all the hands. The ab articulation, or the diaphragm, go back that much, come forward that much. I wish, like I kept saying in the other review and my Fortnite reviews, I wish this was a pliable material, or I wish they had like a ball joint, a double ball system instead of the single ball. You can rock it back a little bit and rock it forward a little bit, but you're not supposed to. But you can get twists out of this. Yeah, I wouldn't go too far because that's not humanly possible, and you might crack the plastic. Legs go all the way out in a split. Kick all the way forward. Swivel. They only go back a smidge. Double hinge knee. Foot goes back, so yes, he can kick his own butt. And it comes forward, and you get that right there. Pegs on the bottom, or peg holes on the bottom of the feet, but the peg holes are way too big for your normal peg system right there. So yeah, maybe they should start putting in little stands in with these things. But what you get with these, like that flag, I could probably live without a flag for some other type of accessory. Like maybe hands that are completely open for like slapping, or like when they're like, you know what I mean. Maybe some other type of hands, but mostly you only need fists and grapples. Besides this head, he comes with this head, which I also like better than Conor McGregor's optional face. Why? Because it actually looks like he has an appropriate angry expression while he's yelling and whatnot. And you can see like his mouth guard right there. Now, one nitpick, I guess I'll do. They painted the guard like white up there. Maybe that's accurate, but depending on how far back, or if it covers the roof of his mouth. But it goes all the way back, and let me see if I can zoom in on this. Yes, like some of the top of the tongue is painted, and the side of there is painted white. So I might go in there at some point and use my fine point black Sharpie and paint the top of that like a little bit darker, instead of it just blending the tongue with the white pieces. And here's the side profile. One other complaint I guess I have is this visible seam right there. All right, since I have two of these now, I'm gonna try to put them in some poses. Here's one right here. Here's this pose. This is a Mafex stand. I usually use a Bandai Tamashii stage act. I have a link in the description to my Amazon Associates page, and I do have a section that has a whole bunch of stuff for things you might need for action figures that are 1/12 scale and otherwise. For people that are super concerned with anatomy, they like the anatomy to be good, they do have tiny molded nipples that aren't painted. I can't really see them on the camera right here, but I can see it with my naked eye. Here's this pose, as you can see, assisted by a stand. So, and his hands are wrapped all the way around his waist and grabbing his own wrist. So, yeah, the butterfly joints are good, and the range of motion in his long arms are good. Here's one George Plastic Addict wanted me to try to do. I'll put the image on the screen so you can see how close I was able to get to it. But yeah, and here's me just messing around. I just basically took that position and just shifted it. So there you are. Let's get this over with. Yeah, I know. I used to watch my son play the UFC games, and I used to walk in the room and be like, "What the heck are you playing?" So yeah, if you can't tell, I like him. He's super flexible, does what you need him to do. I wish it had more articulation or range in the midsection. I wish the neck was a little bit more flexible, and does pretty much everything else. I was wanting extra hands, but I don't know if you need extra hands, to be honest. So like I was saying, if they could do more in the midsection and the neck, these things would be almost SH Figure Arts level, to be honest to me. Anyway, the mileage will vary on the facial likeness. You know, some people's faces are hard to get, and they're not using like the digital print that Hasbro and Mattel are just started using recently. So if they start doing that and fix the things that I'm complaining about, these things would be like perfect, to be honest. Anywho, I got this off of Amazon. I'm going to put a link in the description for where you can find him on Amazon if it's still available. It might be, and it might be still at retail price, which is $19.99. Thank y'all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978, out of here. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should